No one can do it as good as me. I can't seem to find the right people. Hi, I'm Greg Hamlin and welcome to Builders Profits TV, helping you build a business that gives you a life. Now I hear this a lot. Nobody can do it as good as me. You know, how many people are there around the world? How many people are there in Australia? Let's say you're in Australia or in the US. You know, in the US, if you're saying nobody can do it as good as me, well, there's over 300 million people there. There's over 23 million people in Australia. So nobody can do as good as you? Can I really ask? You know, at the end of the day, there's got to be somebody out there. But what you need to do is have a system to be able to get the right people. What systems do you have in place to be able to get the right people? So having a process to advertise, get the right people in the funnel, and then having a process to be able to select the right people. Rather than just going on the resume and gut feel, you've got to have the right people. You've got to have a process to get the right people, I should say. Then, you know, another thing that happens is, even if you've got people there, have you been doing all the thinking for you? Do they race up to you every 5 minutes? How do I do this? How do I do that? And they can't seem to think for themselves. So have you been doing all the thinking for them? I say to a lot of my clients, you've got to become the most useless person in your business. Because, you know, when you're the useless person in the business, there's no point going to you. So when they come and ask you, what do I do here? What do I do there? You put it back to them. Don't answer their question. Because as soon as you answer their question, you've given them an easy way out. And they always try to find the easy way. You want to have people, when they ask you, you want to say to them, you know, what do you think's the best way? How do you think you'd do it? If I wasn't here, what would you do? Throw it back at them. Right? The next thing is, you know, do you have processes in place to be able to eliminate some of these things? You know, if you're doing a job, let's say builder or contractor, you're doing a job. Do you have a schedule there and you set the schedule for them each day or each week and say, this is where we need to be. This is what you need to have done. You know, and in some cases, yeah, people don't step up. If they're not the right people, get rid of them. But what you need to do is you need to raise the bar at your company. You know, this is how we do things here. And so when you do that, some people will fall off. But if they fall off, that's great. You hire new people that come in at the new standard. So you're raising the bar. Right? So, you know, you've got to hire slowly. And then what I mean by hire slowly, have a process in place to be able to hire people. Take your time hiring them. People try to do it last minute in a rush. But hire slowly. Have a process in place. Have an induction process in place to tell them how you do it at your business. Right? But if they don't work out, fire quickly. As I said before, you know, nobody looks as good as they ever do on their resume. So you need to have some processes in place. And most of all, don't give up. I was working with a dry cleaning client quite a few years ago before I got into just working with builders and contractors. But this dry cleaning client, he was after somebody particular to do maintenance. He was after somebody that had a bit of electrical skill and that could do the air conditioning side of things. It took us over 6 months to find the right guy, but we never gave up. And when we found the guy, he was amazing. Now, we went through about 4 or 5 people in between, but when we got the right guy, it was amazing what it did to his business. So this is what happens. People get 3 feet from gold. They give up and go, oh, nobody can do it as good as me. And they end up becoming a slave to their business. So what you need to do is you need to have systems in place to get the right people. Stop doing all the thinking for them. Get some processes in place for them, scheduling processes in place for them so they know what they've got to do. That can be another big problem, is that people don't know what they've got to do. But get these things in place. Hire slowly, fire quickly, and then you can find somebody that can do it as good as you, or even better in a lot of cases. So if you'd like some more free tools and tips, go to buildersprofits.com and click on the free stuff. And we'd love to hear your feedback or your comment on this video tip, so please leave a comment below, click the like button and tell your friends. We'll see you in the next Builders Profits TV video tip. Bye for now.